Welcome to the Crystal Mermaid Sacred Sunday Stone Set. My name is Jessica. I am an intuitive light worker here to raise the galactic consciousness and nourish the galactic consciousness one stone at a time. This is your very first Sacred Sunday. This is where we come together with an intentional manifestation and use the energies of crystals, rocks, and gemstones to create a grid that supports that intentional manifestation. Today's Sacred Sunday, we are going to create a grid for hope and self-empowerment. The stones I've chosen are very representative of both of these elements as well as the time and space we are in right now with various planetary aspects as well as the sun sign shifting from Libra into Scorpio. So we have 4 different stones that I've chosen, and because this is about empowerment and hope, this is a very personal grid, and the way that you can personalize a grid is by tapping into other tools such as numerology to create a connection between the crystal, rock, and gemstone energy and yourself on an even deeper level. So in numerology, my birth path number, which is based off of your full birth date, is the number 6. So I have chosen 6 of each of the 4 stones so that I can have that personal power of the 6 coming into the grid. Now, on top of that, and just by coincidence, 6 times 4 is 24, and that also equals 4 plus 2 is 6. So a little bit of extra power in that sense, drawing in from the elemental, metaphysical, and energetic properties that are available to us from a variety of different mediums. So, stones that I'm starting with today. I have chosen 6 obsidians. Obsidian is bringing in a protective and grounding energy. It's going to ward off any negativity and also help to make you feel secure in your self-power. So I'm going to set 6 obsidians on my grid on the outside, creating a field for my other stones to go inside of. So I have my 6 obsidians. The next stone I've chosen is the sunstone. Sunstone is a stone that brings us opportunity, prosperity, joy, and optimism. So because this is a grid of hope and empowerment, we want to pull in the optimism into that hope as we set the sunstone on this grid. The sunstone is also going to bring in that personal sense of joy in ourself. And there is power in being happy and joyful, and that comes from within. That real power comes from within. Now the next stone I've chosen is the sapphire. I have 2 different types of sapphire. First, I have these natural blue Montana sapphires, 6 of them as well. And I also have 6 faceted sapphires. So they are no longer rough. They have been faceted into crystals. Sapphire is bringing us in air and balance. As we are going for self-empowerment and hope, there is a sense of balance. You do want to be joyful and optimistic, but you also want to err on the side of not disappointing yourself if things don't work out the way that you exactly see them. Now, what the sapphire can do for us in addition to being a part of this grid is it makes a wonderful meditative stone. If you want to hold some sapphire in your hands and do this little meditation with me, or even if you don't have any sapphire right now, visualize the energy of the blue crystal in your palms. And what we're going to do is a little meditation using the energy of sapphire to hope for an answer. Now, with the sapphire in your hands, think about a question that you are uncertain what the answer is right now, but something that you want an answer to in a positive fashion. Direct that question into the energy in the center of your palms. Now close your palms and meditate on the answer you want to receive, the one that you hope to receive. Imagine that answer, what it comes in as. What form are you receiving it? You don't need all the details, but visualize whatever that next step is in what it is that you're hoping for. Draw that into the crystals. Once you feel you've drawn that in, you can open your eyes and place the crystals on the grid, because they've now been activated and charged up with the energy of the optimism for the answer you are looking for. And will that empower you? Perhaps. But perhaps not. And either way, understand that empowerment comes from within. Now, what do these crystals have to do with the energy of the planets right now? And how is that assisting us in making this grid as powerful as we can? Well, obsidian is a stone of the sign of Scorpio. We have the largest planet in the solar system, Jupiter, going through Scorpio right now. That's a planet of expansion. We're also about to move into the sun sign of Scorpio in just a day, officially starting on the 23rd of October. So we have that scorpionic water drawing us into the depths of what it is that we truly hope for and what it is that we truly want as an outcome in our life right now. The sapphire is the air and the sign of Libra. Currently, the sun is in Libra, bringing in that air of balance. We're not going to be losing the Libra, though, when the sun moves out, because the planet of Mars is coming in. That's a very personal planet, and it's going to give us that energy to fight, or rather stay motivated as we move forward in what we're looking for in our life and our self-empowerment. So we're going to continue to have that Libra energy, only instead of being the sun in Libra, it's going to be the planet of Mars. So a little bit of a shift from the direction, but the energy of that Libra balance and that perfection, the love that comes with Libra, because Libra and Venus go together. The ruling planet for Libra is Venus, and that's a sign of love and romance and compassion and really heart-centered. Self-empowerment. So let's draw draw in all that energy right there. I also brought in the sunstone, and the sunstone is representing the sun. And we're at that pivotal transition point right now with the sun moving into a new sign. So acknowledging with these 3 stones, the sun along with Jupiter, and then the 2 signs that we're shifting from, Libra into Scorpio. So the last energy that I'm bringing into our hope and self-empowerment grid today is the energy of the painted jasper. And what I have here are 2 handmade knives with jasper blades. This is a hemp root for the handles. And then this one has been inlaid with turquoise. So these were handmade by my partner. And what they're going to bring in our energy around here is, again, that protective aspect. We are drawing in protection and then also using these to kind of, let's call it stir the pot, because essentially this is an energetic melting pot. We are bringing together all these different forces, concentrating them in a grid, and looking for a result, just like you would if you were making a soup or a stew. And that's part of the reason why what we do together here at the Crystal Mermaid is nourishing the galactic consciousness, because we're creating soul food. If you want to think of this as your dinner plate, then the crystals, rocks, and gemstones are your entrees and appetizers, your vegetables, your proteins, your fruits, everything that you need to fully nourish your body. Now, I'm not recommending that you eat any of these crystals. I don't think your teeth would be too happy about it, but you get where I'm coming from in the sense that we are nourishing the galactic consciousness with our energetic creations. So, bringing the knives in, putting all the pieces together, stirring the pot, and then resting these on each end of the grid. With that, we have created a grid for hope and self-empowerment. If you would like to get some of these stones for yourself, please go to my Crystal Mermaid Gifts Etsy page. You can use the code YouTube22, and that'll give you 22% off any purchase. And what I've done is created a kit specifically for hope and self-empowerment. And what that's going to contain is a sunstone, an obsidian, a faceted sapphire, and a natural sapphire. And whether or not the planets are in a particular position, these stones are going to provide you with energy to create a space of intentional manifestation of hope and self-empowerment. So be sure to check that out. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below or send me an email at crystalmermaidhealing@gmail.com. Check in with me every single day for new videos, energetic updates, special live announcements, and so much more. Thank you again for joining me here on the Crystal Mermaid Sacred Sunday Stone Set for hope and empowerment. Step into your light and let your colors shine bright. Aho!